Welcome to another episode of the Quiver Podcast. We are a six-man crew today. So first of all, I'm Brian, joined by Vic
Hello.
and by Ajax. And of course, it's not just us three. Dito din sa coaches John, Oliver, and Coach Joe. Let's do a roll call. So unahin natin si Coach Oliver. Say hi, Coach.
Hi, good day to all the Quiver
And
podcast followers. This is Coach Oliver. Ang pinaka-senior sa lahat ng coaches ng DLSU right now. Yeah, good day
Kasi
guys.
galing yan.
Oo. Hindi ko naman kinakahiya eh.
ano siya, badge of honor.
It's a blessing nga daw
Yeah.
yan, sabi coach. It's a blessing, sabi nga nila.
Then let's go to Coach Joe. Say hi, Coach Joe.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys, and looking forward to more interviews with you guys
Yan.
this season.
Ano?
Yeah, we are also
Pwede.
looking
Coach Joe,
forward
ikaw
to
pa.
that.
Coach Joe, ikaw pa.
And
Coach Vic.
and then also we have Coach John.
Hi, hello
Hi, Coach.
everyone. I'm Coach John. Nice and pleasure to meet you. It's been my first time here. Thank you.
Yan, Coach
Yes,
Jan.
gusto ko yung first time eh. Kasi ibig sabihin, may posibleng may second time.
May second time.
Dapat ay Coach Oji.
Meron yan.
Oo,
Coach Oji.
paging
Oo nga.
Solo.
Coach Oji.
Solo yun. Solo.
Solo dapat.
Oo, kasi
Oji,
meron
wakit
na
ka,
kami.
Coach Oji, ha?
Dito na kami lahat. Siya na lang.
Finale.
Solo dapat.
Strike
Finale.
2 kami, strike 2.
Finale
Oo,
yata.
solo.
Okay, so before we go to our icebreakers, tatanungin natin yung mga coaches natin because Vic, I, and some members of the Quiver podcast, we are aware of what our coaches do for the team, but for the wider Lasal and maybe the wider UNP audience, let's enlighten them. So start with Coach Oliver again. Coach, ano yung main designation niya sa coaching staff?
Well, yung original plano when I was hired, supposed to be for as a big man coach. But as time goes on, nabago na yung papel ko eh. Para nangyari, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, no? Yung defense and offense, no? We know na si Coach Kaloy in charge sa offense, si Coach Mon sa defense. Ako yung tipong sumisilip sa parehong side. And minsan ako rin yung parang devil's advocate ng lahat ng coaches. Ganun ang trabaho ko.
Busy. How about you, Coach Joe? Ano naman yung role na sa team?
Well, basically, I focus on yung skill development of each player, and as much as possible, I align it with what the coaches want with the players. Hindi naman pwede may papagawa lang ako basta-basta. Pero, yun. That's basically it. Skills development for everybody.
And for you, Coach John?
For me naman, same with Coach Oliver. Kasi yung first, ang na-designate sa akin ni Coach is for the videos.
Yeah.
So, for the scouting, then ngayon, since siguro medyo nakita nila, so isinama na rin sa akin yung kami dalawa ni Coach Oliver yung partner for the scouting.
Okay.
Our team, kasi meron kanya-kanyang team yan eh. For Coach Oliver and me, it's FEU and Adamson. So, yung dalawang 1 point na we lost, so kami dalawa yun. Kami dalawa yung team na yun. Kami ni Coach Oli yun.
Hindi, okay lang,
And then
Coach Jan.
yung,
Kasi galing
yung
pahinga
beauty
yun,
for-
Coach Jan. Galing pahinga yun eh. Okay lang,
Oo.
okay lang. Talagang ganun eh. 2 weeks eh. 2
Oo.
weeks na pahinga eh.
Kaya nung nag-uusap kami ni Coach Oliver nung start of the season, sabi namin, Coach, hindi na malalaki yung lead Dati, relax lang tayo, hindi na pwedeng relax ngayon. Oo.
Correct.
Tapos yung UP for all naman yun. UP Game 1, kami ni Coach Oliver na yung nag-scout sa kanya. Sa amin yun.
Yun naman pala eh.
Ayun.
Parang nanalo tayo doon ah.
Analytics na rin.
Analytics.
Sometimes, Coach, nakabawi tayo ng game 1
Oo,
kasi nabawi natin yung dalawang magkasunod.
Teka, so sino nag-scout na para sa game
Sa
2?
recruitment. Yan, kami rin. Game 2, for all na. Kasi ano yun parang napasa sa amin yung game 1 since parang si Coach Mon and si Coach Gian yung Coach Gian is assigned for NU, then si Coach Mon is at Ateneo. Parang parang medyo napagod sila. Sabi assist muna, assist. Kami ni Coach Oli yung kumuha ng game 1. Yun.
Yeah, nice. So, yan. So, everyone knows now kung ano yung focus ninyo sa team. But of course, this is a well-built unit. Kita naman natin. Exactly. So, before we go into the topics, of course, let's break some ice. Tanong muna tayo,
Kala ko
syempre,
opening prayer.
just to get the coaches ulit. Hindi.
Wala ko maniwala.
Pwede.
Wala ko maniwala kung opening prayer.
Hindi naman.
Hindi, baka kailangan natin mag-prayer circle pag gaganon eh. Ano tayo?
Oo, kaso virtual kasi wala tayo
virtual.
in one place. Alright, so tatanungin ko lang yung coaches natin. So nabanggit na ni Coach John, may mga games, diba, na in charge. Looking back at season 88, ano yung favorite game ninyo in the season? So maybe let's start with Coach Joe.
Ako probably yung UP first round. I think it defined the team at that time when Mason and Kian were out. Tapos I think nagkaroon ng parang roles in each player, especially yung mga nangangapa ng first round like sina Boris, sina Doy, sina EJ. I think when the two went down, parang nag-step up talaga sila, especially in that game. Kasi if we lost that game, 3-4 tayo eh. I think if I'm not mistaken. So very very crucial yun for me, and I think yung UP game parang it helped us nung moving into that second round, especially against yung first game and second round UST pa.
Yes,
So medyo mabigat yun. Yeah, so yun yung favorite game ko, especially yung yung first round against UP.
How about kay Coach Oliver?
Well, sa akin, of course, yung Game 3 because that's the ultimate game that defined what is what is our team this season. And obviously, that game ang nangyari doon kasi naging battle of minds. I'm not talking about just yung coaches pati yung mga pagdiskarte ng mga players. Doon mo makikita
Yes.
kung sino talaga yung deserving. And nakausap ko nga ibang coaches ng UP, sabi naman nila, they admitted na talagang they were outplayed. Not just by X and O's Iba din yung yung naging mental battle between the two teams. Yun ang pinaka naman talaga doon Pinaka parang doon mo masusukat It's not about really X and O's. Makikita mo doon how everybody prepared themselves mentally and physically. So yun, yung game 3 na yun, talagang na-prove na lahat ng sacrifices ng team doon nagbunga, doon nakita. So that's my favorite game 3.
And kay Coach John, of course. Pwede mo gayahin yung sagot nila kung yun talaga, pero pwede rin iba in case
Hindi,
something
ako,
in mind.
game 1 talaga yung favorite ko. Kasi nga, yun, nasa-sign sa amin yun Tapos, first time natin manalo ng game 1 in 3 years.
Yes.
Diba?
Oh, yes, tama.
Yun, medyo nagka-momentum tayo ng maganda.
Yeah, grabe rin yung tira ni Jacob nun Parang at that time,
Correct.
dikit yung UP, pero may alas pa tayo sa baraha.
Yeah.
Ayan, so those are good games Parang walang tapon. Si Vic yata ang favorite game na niya ngayon yung tinambakan tayo ng 33 ng Ateneo
Sobrang sarap panoorin. Hindi, sobrang sarap panoorin. That's the last time nakita ko sila masaya
Wala na, downhill from there.
Kasi after ng 4-0, 4-5 na sila, wala na eh. Wala na eh. Kaya ngayon,
Ano
sarap
na bang
panoorin
sinasabi
ulit.
niyo sa amin nun?
Papagtawanan mo na lang siya ngayon eh.
Ano ba sinasabi natin nun? Ano lang kami nun eh. Parang sabi lang namin, kinulang lang sa oras eh.
Oo,
If
kulang lang sa
mababa,
oras eh.
ano naman yan sa YouTube.
Yan yung tipong kung merong
Hindi,
fifth
feeling ko nga.
quarter,
Hindi,
nanalo
pero to
tayo.
be honest, if we won that game, feeling ko hindi sila makaka-recover buong season. Kung natalo natin sila that game, feeling ko hindi. Baka di lang sila
Oo.
nag 4-5. Baka feeling ko
Ayurakan
nag
yung pagkatao.
4-7, 4-8 yan. Yes. Oh, hindi talaga. Yun ang ano ko doon. Kasi sobrang swerte nila on that game na ano sila, na
Yeah.
nagkulang lang tayo sa time to na
So,
makahabol.
yun na nga ba, gagamitin ko na yung launchpad kasi syempre that was nasundan ng NU talo and then dito na nagsunod-sunod yung injuries and uncertainty. So, nabanggit natin naman kanina, especially ni Coach Joe dun sa school niya. So, let's start with, parang sa inyo, so from how you look at it during the season, what can you recall na thoughts or memories that the team had from how you perceived yung practices and yung games? Maybe let's start with Coach John. Parang ano ba yung mood sa team or ano yung mood mo personally nung time na may uncertainty? May duda na ba or like the players and like the other coaches sabi nila na they kept believing? How about you sa side nyo? What was going through that moment?
For going to the game 3, tama ba yan? Yung question?
No, yung ano pa, yung
Nasa ano pala tayo,
yung
Coach Jan? Yung
2-3 pa tayo.
struggling
Bago
pa
pa
lang.
and
Ano pa tayo?
yeah, 2-3 and then may time pa nung UE game
6
na
tayo.
medyo alanganin.
6 tayo. 2-3 to 6.
Hindi, ako, tingin ko, during our experience on season 86, mas parang confident ako na kaya pa. Kasi mas okay tayo nung medyo gumaganyan tayo kaysa na puro wins. Remember, mas okay tayo doon. Kasi sila yung spirit from Evan to Mike to KQ and nakuha ng mga bata yan pag after the game nakikita ko kukunin nila sa akin yung games. May message sa akin yan personal. Coach,
Nice.
pahingi ng game.
Nice.
Oo. Then after kuha yan, in the afternoon, kinabukasan, makikita mo yan sa viewing. Nag-viewing sila with their own. Kaya sabi ko, kung wala pa, kaya pa to.
That's
Ano yun,
good
sobrang-
kasi
Sobrang laking bagay
ayun
nung
yung gagaling yung
ganun drive.
initiative.
Laking bagay nun kasi hindi ka pwede mag-rely lang din sa kung ano yung ipe-prepare sa'yo ng coaches during pag nag-game review sessions na kayo. It's really important that the players also have their own initiative to watch the games and get their points of view. Kung ano yung opinion nila, ano yung tingin nila, and then probably they can share it to the coaching staff during game review, di ba? Parang, coach, ito yung tingin ko, ano yung pwedeng gawin, di ba? Mga things like that. So it's really nice to hear that story kay Coach John. Laing bagay.
Yeah. Then let's go to Coach Oliver naman. Syempre Coach as one of the, if not the most experienced coach sa roster, diba? As you mentioned.
Pinaka-senior.
At that moment na may hardships, ganyan, what piece of advice were you offering to maybe not just the coaches but the not just the players but fellow coaches then? Parang having been through this also in season 86, parang ano yung nasasabi nyo sa kanila or na-offer na advice?
Well, sa part ng coaches, no, kung titingnan mo ang coaches, ang buong coaching staff, no, we've been through a lot of battles. Hindi lang dito sa collegiate level, di ba? Na most of us talaga naka-experience na ng pro coaching. So, kung titingnan mo, dapat sanay na kami dito, di ba? Kaya madali kami makapag-adjust. But nadadaanan pa rin namin yung mga yung mga stages na kahit nasanay ka, no, kahit na experience ka, mararamdaman mo pa rin yung pressure, mararamdaman mo pa rin na there are uncertainties, there are doubts, pero mabilis kaming makarecover. So siguro yun yung nabibigay ng mga experience na tinatawag, di ba? So kami, when we translated that to the players, no, sharing, especially si Coach Topex, napakagaling magbuo ng ano yan, ng relationship sa team. I mean, in a positive side. So equip yung mga coaches kung paano magagawa ng paraan. And then ang pinakamaganda dito, those uncertainties, those doubts, no, sa mga players na to, as a part ng players na to, nag-ano sila, the challenge was for them, no? Kung kinaya niyo yan, kakayanin din namin. Because dun sa loob ng team namin, para kaming on the level palagi, eh. Di ba? Alam namin player ka, alam ka namin coach ka, but meron kaming moments, no, na pare-pareho lang kami. Yun yung maganda dito sa team namin. So sila, no, kung alam nila yung pinagdaanan namin, alam nila yung nalagpasan namin as coaches, as players, sa kanila, being them with us, kaya din nila i-prove na, coach, yung mga pinagdaanan nyo, kaya din namin. And those are the things na ini-inculcate din namin sa mind nila na nakakayanin nyo din yan. Di ba? This is just basketball. Sabi nga namin, life is not basketball. Maliit na parte lang yan. Sinusukatan nga namin minsan yan. Sabi natin, kung ang buhay ganito, ang basketball ganito lang. Hindi natin ikamamatay ito. Diba? Yun ang mga binibigay na salita ng mga coaches sa kanila. And they responded well. So yun, kahit na nagkaroon ng mga injuries, nagkaroon ng mga sickness yung ibang players namin, no? Hindi tumigil eh. Nagkaroon pa nga sila ng mga initiatives. So, yun ang naging resulta. Mas matibay yung team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really inspiring. As in talagang ano you know, how the team is being formed. It's more than just the game as you say. Talagang yung habits din, it's being influenced, and yung game is just a manifestation of how the coaches
Ano
shape
yung
the players
trabaho mo eh.
to be.
Yep.
Yeah, correct.
And on that note,
Hello?
tatanong ko naman kay Coach Joe. Kasi syempre, di ba, especially at that time na nagtu-2-3, may siguro yung ibang fans. Kami parang we are more understanding but maybe balikan na lang ng mga tao if we were not. What were your stands or what were your thoughts on the players where they mas sa training, kasi diba minsan sa training, iba yung napapakita din sa game. Was it like that? And then apektuhan lang sila mentally, or meron din mga gaps sa skills nung time na nagsistruggle and then na-address na lang eventually?
Well, siguro nung times na nagsa-struggle yung team, parang roller coaster eh. We would win one and then talo. So I think that yung tulad na sabi ni Coach Oli, no, yung struggles na yun that kept the players together. One good thing about the players din kasi, and actually it's yung about our team is yung faith ng team as a whole. So whatever happens, we stuck together, coaches and yung players. And even during training, kahit yung may mga sobrang bad timing, injuries, illnesses, the players were pa rin. Kumbaga yung approach nila with every training, with every drill is positive pa rin. The outlook is always positive. And I think big part of that mindset is sina Mike and sina Earl. They really radiate yung nila with the players, yung how they approach things. So I think that's the biggest thing that carried us through all the way to the final. Sabi na namin, I mean, we've had those conversations, me with the players personally after training or after skills training, na all we need to do is make it to the Final Four. Yun lang. Kumbaga, sobrang shaky na nung season. Kumbaga, ang hirap makakuha ng rhythm and then you see NU parang top dog. Tapos parang kami, all we need to do is make it to the Final Four, and then 0-0 na ulit yun. Kasi given the personnel that we have, tapos nun latter part pa ng season, we had good news that Mason and Kian will be back soon. So yun, parang all we needed to do, all the guys needed to do was take it one game at a time and make it to the Final Four. And yun buti na lang talaga. God's will talaga. Pinalad tayo. So, yeah.
Right. Ano, Vic at Chax, pwede nyo ako samahin magtanong dito. Kung meron ka kasi tanong.
Hindi,
Go.
ako, I think mag-start ako kay Coach Joe regarding the skills. Kasi parang, ako, I'm very much interested when you came in, guys, 2023. Ano yung naging, ano nyo kagad, naging assessment nyo with Mike? And ano yung naging plan nyo specifically on how he will progress from what we've seen him in 2023 na alam lang natin talaga meron siya is motor. As in, sobrang sipag lang talaga. Yun lang yung puhunan ni Mike. But, yun nga, parang ako personally, syempre, parang I would like to see him do more, syempre, kasi ang dami niyang minutes sa loob eh. But then from your perspective, I'll start with Coach Joe, Coach O, and then Coach John. Yun yung sequence. How did you guys see or envision na si Mike dapat by this year ito yung meron siya, by this year ito yung meron siya, by the time etong season na to 2026 2025 when he graduates, dapat ito na yung player na ito na yung type of player dapat pag alis niya ng DLSU.
Okay, Coach. Personally, yung ano naman namin goal was syempre, be more efficient around the basket. Hindi naman pwedeng, alam mo yun, bulldoze his way na lang through people lagi. I mean, to be more efficient, to be able to play more minutes, hindi pwedeng bugbugan lagi inside. He has to have that, yung parang finesse side, yung mga jump hooks, mga push shot, na which eventually he developed over time naman. Pero it took quite a while din kasi it really takes some time to develop yung touch around the basket. And the other thing, syempre, is kailangan yung footwork niya is very, very good around the basket also. If you'd noticed before, lalo na nung younger years ni Mike, talagang ano lang yan eh, straightforward to the basket, bahala na. Or kunyari, pag na-pick up niya na yung bola, ibabaldog na lang yan sa board, tapos and then he'll get it off the board and then put back. So, ang ano naman namin is, well, kasama doon yung free throws and yung we would have liked to see a little bit more perimeter jumpers, yung mga short jumpers lang. Pero syempre, at the end of the day, the coaches and all the coaches we talked din naman, yun nga yung very very important about this yung alignment with the other coaches also. So hindi kami lumilihis dun sa gusto mangyari ni na Coach Caloy, ni na Coach Gian, ni na Coach Oli, ni na Coach T. So as much as possible, we want to keep Mike around the basket. We don't want Mike further out the basket taking threes or taking pull-up jumpers. Pero syempre, after college, gusto natin yun. Makakita na si Mike is consistent with the jumpers. But during his tenure with DLSU, yun lang, just be more efficient around the basket to prolong his minutes, be fundamentally sound with his pivots, and yun lang, just to be able to play longer. Kasi yung motor nandun na eh. It's just how to tone it down a little bit to be basically just to be a smarter player. Yung ano namin, yun yung plan talaga for Mike. So ayun, yun coach, yung ano talaga goal.
About si Coach Oliver, any added thoughts on Mike or maybe the other players throughout season 88?
Well, sige, pag-usapan muna natin si Mike. When we describe Mike, no, talagang yung sinasabing motor Mike, no, it has really a big value kasi yan ang na-appreciate ng mga tao eh, no? Napakita niya sa team, yung hustle niya, yung sipag niya, yun yung pagiging motor Mike. But then again, kung pupuntahan natin yung negative aspect, no, ng pagiging tuloy-tuloy, pagiging dire-diretso, unang-una, ang bilis niya mapagod. Okay? This is not only offensively, defensively. Kung napansin nyo, kung nasan yung bola, palagi siyang nandun. So yung schemes natin, medyo we have to adjust kung ano yung ginagawa niya. Kaya sinabi nga, pag kinuha natin ni Mike, kumuha na kayo ng ibang tao. Those are the things na kinakailangan mangyari para ma-compensate, no? Yung mga negative, sabihin na natin negative, talaga naman na pag ina-analyze mo, sandali, dumobol tayo dito, dumobol na naman doon si Mike, nawala ng tao yung isa.
Yes.
So pinakita namin sa kanya yon. So gawa ng adjustment, kaya lang talagang hindi mo na siya napipigilan 'Di ba? Yung hassle niya nandoon. So pinag-isipan ng coaches, sabi namin, sige, tayo na lang mag-adjust sa kanya at maintindihan niyo ng mga teammates niya. So it turned out na in a positive way, no? Nung sinasalo namin yung mga mistake, no? Sandali, yung kalaban natin kung magulo tayo sa depensa natin, nagiging mas magulo sila. Kasi hindi nila maintindihan, hindi nila maintindihan yung ginagawa namin. Sa totoo lang, sila ngayon na nahihirapang mag-adjust, no? Ang hindi nila alam, no, it's about familiarity. It's about other players knowing what they're supposed to do. Kahit na may magkamaling isa, na-compensate
Yes.
So, ayun, yun yung isang sabi namin, kailangan mabago yung mindset ni Mike. Until na-realize niya. So, talaga in-embrace din niya yung sinasabi sa kanya. I remember one time, sabi ko kay Mike, look, what's happening with you? Or every time you shoot a long shot, ang nawawala sa'yo yung offensive rebounding mo.
Yes.
Kasi pag tumira kasi sa labas, he doesn't follow his shot. Unlike kung nandun lang sa around the paint or inside the paint, pag
namimiss,
tira
he goes
niya,
for rebound
yeah, he will always go for the rebound, 'di ba? Minsan nga nakailan pa 3, 4, pero kung titingnan mo statistically 'yon, up in just a matter of seconds, 4 rebounds.
Yep.
'Di ba? So nakikita niya yung value niya, talagang dapat doon lang pala. And he admitted it when he gave his last let's say parang speech na niya, yung parang farewell speech niya sa team. No, talagang inadmit niya yung mga naging kulang niya, and then eventually sabi nga niya, tama kayo, and I'm very grateful na sinabi niyo yan sa akin. Kasi may mga coaches pagdating sa mga high valued players, hindi nila masabi yun baka magtampo or what. Dito sa amin hindi nga, because since parang family oriented yung team, nasasabi namin kung ano gusto namin sabihin, di ba? Maingat lang, sometimes maingat lang kasi di ba tayo din naman para kunwari sa mga anak natin, we have to be careful what we say. Diba? Baka yung tampo niya, hindi niya makalimutan yung sinabi mo masadong mabigat na pala. So same pattern ang ginawa lang namin.
Yes, Coach Jan.
Coach Jan? Yeah, Coach Jan.
Yung sa akin naman for Mike, actually naka-align lang ako from the coaches, especially kay Coach Topex. Kasi ang gagawin niya, if ever kakausapin na nila sila Mike, magpapakat yan ng videos from the game.
Yeah.
Sabihin niya, ikat mo to para yung conversation with Mike, nakikita niya,
yes.
hindi. So, kakatingin, mga konti lang naman siya, mga siguro 1 minute, 2 minutes. Then, so kakat ko doon. Then, sila Coach Oliver, sila Coach Gian, and Coach T. So, kakausapin nila si Mike. Yan. So, eto. Then eventually, ayusin na naman ni Mike yan, nag-a-adjust naman si Mike sa ganyan. Yun lang yung yung contribution for Ayan.
Yan, sige Bri. May follow-up. Since si Coach Oli and Coach Jan let's go to the game scouting aspect. Do you guys split? Nag-split ba kayo Coach O tsaka Coach Jan? For example, Coach Jan will scout the tendencies, Coach O will scout when you do either live scouting or video scouting, may ano ba kayo, do you may split assignments ba kayo on what to look for pagka nag-scout ng games?
Ikaw muna, Coach Jan. Go ahead.
Bali, yung ginagawa namin ni Coach Oli, si Coach OG, tumutulong din sa amin. Ang ginagawa namin sa team tendencies, kay Coach Oli talaga yan. Kasi mas maraming experience si Coach Oli dyan. Ang sinasabi ko na lang, Coach, akin na lang yung individual kasi mas mabilis yung individual gawin. Kaysa mas mabilis kang makabasa ng mas malaki yung ni Coach Oliver from the team, from the place, si Coach Oli yun, lahat sa kanya yun. Yan. Kami ni Coach Oli yung kami yung dalawang hindi natutulog pag diba, Coach Oli? 4 a.m., 3 a.m.
Rewind fast forward rewind fast
Yeah.
forward.
4 a.m., 3 a.m. kami
Tapos minsan ini-slow mo pa yun. Ini-slow mo pa yun.
Actually, kaya kami matagal. Ito kasi ang namin eh. Ito kasi yung partnership namin eh, Coach Jan. Ako wala akong alam about editing, about splicing. Wala talaga akong alam doon. So what's happening now, ako yung nanonood, pinapanood ko siya, papadala ko sa kanya yung mga time. And then doon sa pinapadaala ko sa kanya, may mga description na yun kung ano nangyari.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yeah.
But to tell you honestly, like doon sa Adamson, kung napansin niyo yung Adamson, if you're gonna see their pattern, offensively, madali mong mababasa. Di ba? If you know, kunwari, Adamson, if you know yung Princeton Chin series, kasi yun ang palagi tinatakbo nila. Kung familiar ka na doon, madali na. Ang titingnan mo na lang yung player. Yung player bang guard can post up kasi sa Chin series may back screen, player screen, something like that. Diba? So yun na lang Oh yeah, so yun na lang ina-identify namin na pag ang bola napunta dito kay guard na to at nakuha niya dito sa spot na to, ito ang gagawin niya. So mas madali kasi there are only few plays na titingnan mo sa Adamson. Okay? Let's go to FEU. Sa FEU naman, ito medyo challenging to, especially nung dumating si Coach Sean Chambers. When we watch the first game, meron siyang mga parang mga boards, yung mga what do you call that? Yung malalaking
Sa American football yan eh.
Yeah, ganun ang ginawa niya. So saglit. So tiningnan ko kung ano yung mga style na pinagagawa niya. And then bottom line, nung napag-aralan ko, mas madali pa lang basahin to. Di ba? For example, mukha ni Trae Young.
Pictures yun eh. Pictures
May picture si Trae Young. Kunwari si Trae Young yung pinakita niya. So tinignan ko, ano ba ginagawa ni Trae Young? Yung pala ginagawa ni Trae Young, magwa-one-on-one lang, di ba? So madali ko nang nakuha until sabi siguro ni Coach Shad, tinanong niya the following season, binitawan na niya eh. Sabi niya, mas naiintindihan pala ng mga Filipino coaches. So, and then eventually, at the end of the day kahit na ilatag mo lahat ng X and O sa players niyan, tendencies ng lahat ng tendency, sa bilis ng laro, hindi na nila maiisip 'yun eh.
Correct, Coach.
Di ba? Yung pattern, step by step, di mo na maiisip 'yun eh. So, at the end of the day, kung part ng depensa mo na no paint touch, yun na lang ang iisipin nila.
Yes.
Okay? Kahit anong pattern na ginawa lang, no second.
Easy to ma-pick up nila, Coach no?
Yeah. Basta yung alam mo na yung action, yung mga certain action, hindi mo na kinakailangan na sunod-sunod rin yung step-by-step pattern ng isang play. For example, pin down, kung anong i-depensa mo doon, flare screen, kung anong i-depensa mo doon, di ba? Usually, pag nakakuha na nilang yun, which is tinuturo naman namin, ng mga coaches, alam na nila, it's almost automatic. Now, ang nagiging pagkakaiba niyan, how the players will take it. Kasi pag ang players, once na natakot yan, wala nang maiisip yan. Once na napagod yan, nagfatig yan, wala nang maiisip yan.
Yes.
So pag hinanda mo sila sa ganong situation, na malalakas ang loob, makakapal ang mga mukha, ready, well-conditioned, konti na lang ang trabaho ng isang scouting coach. So yun lang ang pinaka-importante.
Right.
Nahirapan tayo, Coach, sa Adamson, yung sa Davao.
Ha? Sa Davao? Bakit? Kayo lang yung mga nagpupuyat sa Davao, ha? Hindi ako kasama sa pagpupuyat.
Hindi, Coach, yung Chin 1, 2, 3.
That was the first time. That was the first time. Naloko tayo doon.
Parang 5 a.m.
Oo.
Until 5 a.m. Minahanap namin yung Chin.
Oo nga. Ano ba to? Chin or one or something? Pati si Coach JB,
Tatlo
na.
lang tayo nila, Coach.
Right.
Tatlo na lang tayo.
Oo.
Na lang. Si Coach T, natulog na. Hindi na tayo kinaya.
Oo nga.
Bahala kayo.
Yung,
Oo.
yung pala, mali-mali lang execution ng mga players. Kaya pala visit na visit si Coach Nash. Hindi namin mabasa kung ano yun.
Hinahanap namin. Wala.
Nagkakamali pala mismo yung mga player.
Nagkakamali pala. Oo, ginagawa tapos gagawa na lang ng paraan ni Usdes Lastimosa.
Oo.
Yun,
Oo.
pala yun.
Nag-discarte na lang, coach, no?
Dumidiskarte na lang. Yun ang pinakamahirap pag dumiskarte yung players di ba?
Actually, walang ano dun eh. Walang perfect defense for that if the player really knows
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah, the sets became conceptual. Ang hirap no, di ba?
Correct. Right, may follow-up question ako para kay Coach Oliver. Coach, medyo medyo light moment to, yung tanong ko. Sobrang kita sa TV nung si Boris binuhat, no? Ikaw, Coach Kaloy. Tumatawa kayo sa bench eh. Pati ba yan, scouted din ba yun? Pati ba yan, scouted
Sorry.
ba kay Boris?
Ano to? Sorry. Ano yung particular? Sorry.
Nung si Boris binuhat from the court, pabalik sa bench,
Ay kasi nakakatawa talaga yung itsura eh. Hindi mo alam parang mas mabigat pa sa mga binubuhat nilang weights eh. Di ba? Parang hindi mo mapinta eh.
si Mike yung nagbuhat sa kanya. I forgot the other one kung si Pubs ba yung isa nagbuhat din sa kanya palabas that time. Tapos kitang-kita kayo ni Coach Karay sa TV, tumatawa kayong dalawa eh. Kaya sabi ko, di ko alam kung pati ba to scouted din ba to kay Boris. Part ng scouting to Boris. Tawa lang kami ng tawa kasi pati kayo tumatawa sa bench eh. Kitang-kita kayo eh. Nung binabalik
Alam mo
niya.
si Coach Kaloy, masayahing coach yan eh. Siya ang sa amin, pinakamasayahin. Hindi naubusan ng jokes yan, hindi naubusan ng salita yan. Yan. Siya ang speaker of the house.
Ayan.
Abangan ni Vic yan kapag nagpakita na si Coach
Kapag
Kaloy.
nagpakita na si Coach Kaloy, yan.
Gawa kayo mga 5 hours kayo niyan.
Patay.
Si Coach Kaloy.
Parang isang buwan episode.
5 hours
Parang
yan.
parang ilang episodes tayo walang content kasi ang haba eh. Ang haba yun.
Oo nga pala.
I-invite na natin si Coach Kaloy.
Invite niyo si Coach Kaloy. Yan. Tapos sabay mo na rin siya, pagsabayin niyo siya at saka si Coach Renren. Walang hinto yan. Yung dalawang yan.
9 a.m. dapat kayo mag-start.
Oo.
Hanggang 12 o'clock kayo nag-coach.
Oo.
Brian, next ko siguro sa kanila, next question ko sa kanila was, during start of the season, definitely may set players. Then, kumbaga, at the top of your mind as coaches, parang may set rotation per se. And then, as the season went by, nagkaroon ng injuries, nagkaroon ng sakit. Siguro sino yung mga players sa tingin nyo na right off the bat without even playing yet, no? I mean, sa ensayo, nakikita nyo pa lang, sino yung tingin nyo na etong player na to, time to shine na niya to. With all this happening, may sakit, may injury. Sino yung mga players that came into your mind na, sige, we'll do fine because we know these players will come in and step up to the plate and do well. I think start tayo with Coach Oliver, then Coach Joe, then Coach Jack.
Yeah, yung start of the season, isa sa mga players na nag-struggle, was Luis Pablo. Si Luis Pablo. Tingin kasi namin medyo nandun yung gigil niya trying to show what kind of player he is. Na nagba-backfire, 'di ba? Kasi may gigil palagi. So, pero nung nakita namin nung na-injured siya, sabi namin, Luis, this is your time. Kinausap siya ni Coach Topex na for sure madadagdagan ng minutes mo. But you have to control yourself. Hindi pwedeng madaan yan sa pagmamadali. Okay? So, pinakita man ni Luis yung value niya, Unang-una defensively, nakita nyo, diba? How he play tough defense, And smart defense, hindi lang tough. Okay, another player na tingin namin na mag-step up was si Doy Dungo. no, yung injury ni Kian, no, would mean na there's a chance na may aangat, madagdagan din yung minutes niya kasi aangat yung iba, sino after Jacob ba, sino ba ang next? So nakita din namin si Gillian, no, na who contributed well din, di ba? Yung mga quality minutes na binigay sa kanya ng coaches, no, he proved na kaya din niya, di ba? So kung titingnan mo, no, as a whole, lahat ng nangyaring challenges, no, lahat na nangyaring sabihin na natin is sige, term na natin na kamalasan, no, it turned out na yung common thing na sinasabi, no, blessing in disguise, no. One thing na nakita din namin, no, kung gaano kalalakas ang loob ng mga players namin. 'Di ba? Minsan kasi 'di ba, pag hinugot mo yung malamig o hinugot mo yung mga low minutes o yung na madalas pa nga hindi nagagamit. Tapos pag nagamit sila, napakita nila kung anong meron sila. No, it adds more ammunition sa team no? Na talagang ang Lasal pala talagang napakalalim ng bench, no? At nagdi-deliver yung mga players na yun. So basically yung tatlong yun ang and of course si Boris. Pero si Boris kasi expected na namin yan Talagang somehow isa sa mga main weapons ng team.
Since wala pa si Coach Joe, or Coach Joe, nandiyan ka na? Ayan, sige.
Yan, Coach. I think same lang din with Coach Oli. Si Luis, he struggled. Si Doy, pero si JC, I think we were expecting more from JC at the start of the season. Kasi na siya, one of the veterans, and he could really produce numbers. I think yung start ng season, since you have to give Jacob and Kian the ball, and Mason with his touches, and so syempre si Mike. I think the other guys, they just tend to stand in the corner. Si na JC yan, si Doy, si Boris. Now when the two went down, parang okay. It's time to shine, parang doon sa mga wings natin in particular. Aside from Luis, it's the wings. If you notice, nung nag-run tayo nung towards the end nung second round and heading into the final four, every game Boris had his moments, Earl had his moments, EJ played a very good game against UST no second round. Yung bumabaril-baril ba siya, nakahiga, di ba? Buti hindi nakita ni Coach T.
Yung 4-point play niya.
Di ba? Yun, sa JC, ganda rin ang laro ni JC against UST. So, I think yun yung mga in-expect namin from them at the start. It just so happened na parang diesel Medyo natagalan yung to get their bearings, pero buti na lang sobrang perfect timing din for our wings. Yun, aside from Luis.
Yes, Coach John.
For me naman, it's syempre si Luis din. Kasi ang plan nung I remember pag transfer ni Pablo from us sa Lasal, ang ginawa natin dyan is parang sinabay natin sa workout siya ni KQ. Parang ang instruction ni coach, sabay nyo kay KQ para nakikita niya yung work ethic. Grabe kasi yung work ethic ni KQ Talagang hindi mo matatawaran yun Kasi so ang ginawa, Luis, sabay ka na kay KQ para since ka naman nagre-residency. Parang wala pa siyang mga class noon Sige, sama ka lang. Everyday magkasama sila ni KQ. So from the start, siguro kaya rin nag-struggle si Luis, yung read ko doon is parang since sumabay siya kay KQ, gusto niya andun na gano'n yung result. Parang bakit nadidelay yung result? Bakit hindi instant? Hindi niya alam yung KQ na sinasabayan niya is nandun na siya si KQ sa peak.
Yeah.
So eventually nakuha naman niya. Kaya ayun, yung huli lumabas na yung game ni Luis. Ayun.
Process talaga. You don't
process.
get to the finish without going through a lot of steps.
Sinaga talaga niya yan.
And maganda na nabanggit din ni Luis, and the viewers can check that episode with Patrice. Sinabi niya talaga na dahil idol niya si KK, parang ayun, tinrabaho lang niya kahit nung time na things weren't going his way. Speaking of things not going our way, yun, parang nakabawi ng konti, nanalo for parang 4 straight wins ba yun or something like that. And then naputol yung momentum, 'di ba? Kasi una natalo sa NU after winning against UST. And then, nagkaroon ng suspension. We were so eager to face Ateneo. Eventually, hindsight 2020, alam natin na nakatulong siya sa team because we got time to bring everyone back together and redefine the roles. But nabanggit isa to ni Coach Jem during our pre-prod, so let's share it to our audience. Yun nga, yung FEU and Atomson, yun yung 2 games na binalikan natin straight away from that 2-week break. So, Coach John, ibabalik ko agad sa'yo. Ano yung pumapasok sa isip mo na parang maraming close calls? Were those games o talagang nadali lang sa execution? Ano yung naging read mo dun sa first 2 losses before going into this miraculous round of the finals?
Actually, nung first round pa lang, yung dalawang win for the 2 teams, alam ko na sabi ko, medyo hindi na siya yung before na team na kaya nating double digit. Sabi ko, medyo, kung ganyan pa rin yung laro, baka pwedeng, maybe matalo tayo or Kaya nung lumabas yung result ng game, medyo hindi na ako nagulat na, eto na yung, eto na yung nasa isip ko na, may chance na, matalo. So, kailangan ng big adjustment talaga. So, dun sa next game. Kasi parang lumayo na siya eh. Kasi if we win that last 2 games, parang wala na tayong problema. Parang sure na. Parang I think ang namin doon, kaya pa mag number 2.
Yes. Tama ko.
Number 2. If we win that. So, then ang ginawa na lang na mindset doon is parang sige na. Pasok na lang sa Final 4. Tapos trabawin na lang doon. Yun, parang ganoon. So, yung ko doon, talagang alam ko na if ever kaya na tayong matalo ng dalawang teams kasi ang laki na rin ng in-improve nila from the previous years.
About you, Coach Oliver, during that period, may duda ba na pumasok or was it more of we just couldn't get off the rust tapos nung nakalaban yung UP, parang timing yun kasi diba nung first round, turning point din nang nakalaban yung UP. Second round is more of the same kasi kung natalo sa UP, could have been more difficult, naging do or die for a playoff spot yung game sa Ateneo instead of sure Final Four spot.
Sure, outbreak.
So how was the team approaching yung ganon na natalo 2 games and then mabigat pa yung kalaban? Naghahabol din yung UP nun mag number 1 if I'm not mistaken. So a lot at stake.
Yeah, that's very true, no? Sabi ko nga kanina, there were doubts already. But kung titingnan mo, no, yung pagiging nasa ilalim ng Lasal, no, it somehow turned out, no, na it's our strength, no? Parang mas komportable kami na hindi kami nasa ibabaw. Mas komportable, yun ang analysis ko sa team, na nandito lang tayo, no, na parang we're going to approach the game na as if there's nothing to lose. Mas okay sa atin yun kaysa nandun tayo sa taas na nagigi tayo masyadong komportable. So, sige, bibigay natin todo. Tayo naman ngayon yung tipong underdog. And being underdog, no, for us, no, it made us stronger. Di ba? Kasi talagang meron kami minsan talaga yung mindset namin pag doon nagre-relax di ba? Masyado matagal kami sa Cloud9. Even before nung nag-champion tayo yung first championship namin, no, in 2023. No, after that, ang tagal namin bumaba sa ground No, masyado naming what do you call this? Yung championship atmosphere masyadong matagal. That's why somehow
coach.
Oo So siguro mas okay sa atin na ma-experience naman na nandun naman tayo. It's really harder for us, no, to stay on top, no, defending whatever there is. Parang, sige, let's try to climb up again. No? So, nung nilaro na namin yung UP, yung Ateneo, sabi ko, ito na. So, it turned out na yung pagkakaroon ng doubt, no, it would make us much stronger. Sabi kong gano'n, ha. Ano yun, ha, very unusual yun, ha. May doubt ka, pero lumabas na, sandali, ganito pala kami. No, it's a realization na hey, there's something to conquer again, no? Hindi na tayo nandoon. So let's start working hard again at let's play as if there's nothing to lose. Yun ang naging mindset yun ang naging sating ko. And then speaking, balikan ko lang yung sa FEU at yung sa Adamson, ano? Kung titingnan mo itong mabuti, no? Those teams are really good teams, no? Because of their chemistry. Kung titingnan mo, ang tatagal na magkakasama eh. Di ba?
Yes.
Yung nag-umpisa kami noong 2023, andyan na yung mga yan eh. No?
Yeah.
Ang FEU, no, they are composed of players that are teammates sa high school. So napakatibay ng chemistry noon, di ba? So hindi sila basta-basta ang team, no? Ito ang UAAP season na to, nakita naman natin how competitive the teams are, di ba? So talaga expected 'yon. At yung Lasal, no, starting from the bottom again, no, it helped us na ma-achieve tong championship kasi tingin ko mas magaling tayo yung humahakbang-hakbang pataas eh, no? Kaysa tayo na doon sa taas tapos hihilahin tayo pababa. So, yun ang magandang nangyari sa atin.
Bri, iano ko lang siguro in connection with what Coach Oliver and Coach Jan said. Parang looking back, parang what happened this season, yung mga wala tayong kasi we had this one episode with Gio, I think entering first Final Four game against NU. Medyo happy kami na medyo komportable yung panalo. Kasi going into that game, parang sabi namin, we've been tested buong season. Parang wala tayong tinatambakan. Parang it's always close games. 'Di ba? But looking back, ang ano mo nga doon, parang had we not been tested nung elimination round, hindi lalabas yung composure. Kasi ngayon, ang nangyari sa atin buong season, if you look back at it, parang kahit yung kalaban na, kahit we go down, we trail at any point of the game, parang ang dali natin humabol. Parang it doesn't phase us na we're down 10, we're down 11. Kasi yung second round natin we're down 11 at one point. Pero parang in a snap, we're up already. 'Di ba? Parang hindi nararatel pag may challenge sa game. Hindi tayo nararatel. So, tingin ko yun yung in connection with what Coach John and Coach Oliver said. Parang dahil nga na-test tayo within, internally we got tested, na ilabas natin siya and it paved way. Kaya pagdating ng Final Four and Finals, parang it's, well, it looked like a walk in the park. Pero in the sense na alam natin when we're faced with troubles, faced with that kind of a situation, alam natin paano i-handle yung sari-sarili.
Yeah.
That's why we keep on pulling out those close wins in the end.
Yeah, so like what Coach Oliver said, medyo naging matagal yung championship high among the
magandang point din yan.
from the previous championship. So now preparations for season 89, I believe formally started when we're recording this episode. Katatapos lang ng scrimmage with CU.
Kaya si Coach Jan may trabaho pa.
Splicing and editing. Ganyan. I think we saw this from Kinito's post, which this is how most of us found out about it. May sinet siya dong number but I'm not sure, we're not going to put too much pressure on that. Pero 50 games daw, yung target, ewan ko how that pans out. Pero ngayon, at least, we're not going to talk about the 50 games kung paano siya bubuin. Rather, I guess we're gonna talk about how is the training like during this part of the season na players still came from a relaxing holiday. Then nag-beach pa sila not so long ago, diba? And all that. And then classes resume. So parang ano yung mga essentials now for training. Of course, it's not as hard as it is pag late preseason or kapag season na mismo. So what are the coaches looking at this stage of the year? Maybe si Coach Joe muna, and then Coach Oliver and Coach John.
So, I think right now the main objective ng coaches is yung strength and conditioning ng players. One is syempre moving forward to prevent injury, and two is you have to see nasan na ba yung players after the break. Are they capable of playing yung X minutes, di ba? Let's say Mason. Di ba? Capable na ba si Mason to play 20 plus, 30 plus? So, ano naman, our SNC coaches are doing a great job with handling the players and ramping up yung workload nila. On the skill side naman, when nag-start kasi yung skill work 1 week earlier for the players who are here na. Kasi yung iba late dumating or let's say galing bakasyon pa. The skills training started a week earlier. So nagkatulong din kami ni Coach Oli there sa especially with the big men. So si Coach Oli sa bigs, ako sa guards. It started 1 week early. Just just to get their timing back. Yun lang naman yung pinaka-importante. Hindi naman pwede isabak sila right away sa, alam niyo yun, intense 5-on-5 or 4-on-4. So we're gradually ramping up yung intensity ng training, and it started with yun, basic skill training, shooting, ball handling. And yeah, I think so far we're doing the players are doing pretty well. Meron lang siguro may mga kailangan tutukan. Pero overall okay tayo. Yeah.
How about Coach Oliver? And I think sometimes in the preseason in previous years, we see you manning the bench as the head coach. So, is it going to be busier period ulit this time around, Coach Oliver?
Yeah, it's part na ng sistema ni Coach Topex, no. Pag mga preseason, no, he lets the assistant coaches, particularly para ako kasi yung just to let you know, dalawa lang kami ni Coach Topex na full time. Kasi the rest of the coaching staff may mga ibang mga teams din. So kaya siguro na designate as the head coach, no, during preseason games. In terms of preparation kasi, especially on the SMC side, it is well calculated, no? Kasi obviously ang strength and conditioning talagang science and mathematic based type ng how to prepare so everything is should be well calculated. So Migs and Jello, they are both doing good, no, on preparing the team. Hindi nga, sabi nyo nga, hindi pwedeng pabigla-bigla, especially coming from Christmas season, di ba? January ang kami nag-resume. Ayaw namin ng mga injuries. Very evident to, no? Palagi every time na we play our first game, no, first game of the season, yung first tune-up namin, madalas nga, I think last 2 years talo kami yung first game. Kanina lang kami nanalo sa CEU. And we lost to a team na walang FSA. If I remember it right, EAC yung unang nakalaban namin noon, talo kami noon. I think yung pangalawa ata CSB, talo din kami. So very evident na talagang sa start rusty because we don't want to rush everything. So understandable lang yon. Pero but then again, hindi naman natin maiwasan yung mga expectations sa community natin, di ba? Na kinakailangan palagi tayong panalo, especially na sasabihin nila, mas malakas kayo doon Di ba? But without this expectation, sabi nga nila, expectations, there's no joy. No? Ang joy sa amin, yung mga challenges. Pag na-challenge kaming mabuti, and then it resulted to something positive, masayang-masaya mga coaches noon. Yeah? Anyway, going back to preparation, sinasabi natin na 50 games kasama na lahat ng yung tune pati yung 5 against 5 na nag-scrimmage kami. Kasama na rin doon. I mean for the whole practice. Sinasama natin if there's no available team for for tune up, kasama na yung hinahati namin yung team doon. So, ang target namin palagi 50. And hindi naman lahat ng players maglalaro doon sa 50 games na yun eh. Kagaya na sinasabi mo, I think last season split namin team eh, white team and green team. So minimix namin yon. So baka iniisip ng mga tao parang sobra-sobra yung 50, no. Again, everything is well calculated. Kaya sumasakto na darating kami doon sa, for example, sa second round, no. In terms of physical conditioning, pumipik kami. Bababa, pipik, bababa, ganon. Alright. So okay, maganda yung maganda pinagawang preparation.
And then kay Coach John, regarding yung pag-prepare ng mga video and analytics, ngayon, paano mo siya i-ramp up in this part of the season? Is it more of still going back from last time, or talagang ang focus lang is kung ano yung nakikita natin sa preseason? Or sa
Actually, yung meron din kaming ginagawa before start of the practice. Siguro 3 weeks before start, meron kaming coaches meeting. Kami lang muna ang coaches. Meron akong ginagawang some kind of presentation there. So, nakalatag lahat doon. Andun na lahat. Ito yung plans, ito yung target natin, ito yung target. So, nakatain lahat kay coach yan. Then, present namin sa coaches. Then, for the preparation this year, so tama naman, 50 games yon. At yung sinasabi ni Coach Oli, tama, minsan scrimmage yun, hindi naman lahat games yun. Then, I remember before, yung unang mga out of town natin, pinausap ko dyan sila Mike Phillips. Sabi ko, Mike, okay ba sa inyo tong mga out of town game? Nakakatulong ba sa team? Kasi sabi ko, pwede naman tayong hindi mag-out of town eh. Ayaw lang tayo doon sa invitation, then doon na lang tayo sa Manila, sali na lang tayo sa mga tournament doon kasi meron din naman doon. Sabi niya hindi. Sabi malaking help to sa team kasi nakakaband kami after the game. Correct. Magkakasama sila sa room. So malaki pala yung impact niyan. Sabi ko siya kay coach. Sabi ko, coach, okay pala yung out of town na malaking help. So sabi niya, so sige, sali tayo sa So ngayon medyo marami tayong out of town kasi since nawala si Mike, kailangan nating mag-build ng another team. So puro out of town. Meron tayong mga sa Zamboanga, sa Agusan, yan. Salihan natin lahat para
para more bonding time.
Field trip and all. Maraming field trip. Nawala yata si Coach Oliver, but let's just siguro we can approach na towards the last part of the episode. But before we do that, we'd like to thank our friends from Ibarra Manila. Maganda yung bago na lang dial, the quiver dial as they call it. Meron yung Archer doon. Na
ano mo
it's
sa
either
araw.
loud or quiet.
Makita mo yung Archer sa dial. Ibang klase, di ba?
Yeah, so check them out on their socials and sa DLSA office to know more. And go din sa Doy Soten during Lasal Games. Bagay siya. So, syempre, let's just react to some news. And this is probably the biggest news of the week for Lasal. Si Kian, baklaan, of course, we will not see him in a Lasal uniform anymore. As sad as it may be, syempre, we're also happy for Kian to get an opportunity and for him to really test himself in the new step of his career. So, ayan si Coach Oliver, nawala siya.
Sorry, nawala ng kuryente. Di ata nakapag-ban sa Meralco.
It happens to the best of us. So, we were just saying, while you were away, na patapos na rin naman, we just this moment to maybe appreciate Kian, and I will organize a roundtable question. So, siguro, to each of you, how did you value Kian's time with Lasal? Siguro, hindi na lang din si Kian. Baka pati si Mike na din, since sila yung dalawang notable absent na hindi na natin makikita come season 8 na. So, maybe Kian first.
Si Bright.
Sama ulit. Si Bright.
Si Bright ang lucky.
Yeah, of course. Lucky charm si Bright talaga. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's three.
tama.
Yung mga sure na hindi na makakabalik for season
Mm.
29. So, let's put them in one bracket. Kian, Mike, and Brett. Like, ano yung value nila sa team na siguro hindi naman sa hindi mapapalitan, pero parang mahirap kasi that's their character, that's their personality, or that's their influence to them.
Yeah.
For me for Mike, yung leadership niya, grabe yung leadership ni Mike. I remember yung during the Wolves series. Alam mo bang ginagawa niyan si Mike? Every night pumapasok yan sa rooms ng mga player to check if nandun sila and hindi sila
Very
lumabas.
good.
Every night yan. Grabe yan. So, mamimiss namin kay Mike yan. Oo. Talagang Romoronda yan.
Challenge kay Earl yan
Si
ngayon.
Mike.
Challenge kay
Oo,
Earl yan ngayon.
si Earl na ngayon yun. Then, for Bright naman, sobrang, soft spoken, yung ganong kalaking tao, parang kapag napagalitan niya ng mga coaches, wala kang maririnig dyan.
Mm.
Or wala, basta kahit anong sabihin mo sa kanya, wala kang hindi ka makakita ng reklamo, or basta sunod lang siya. Ganyan kabait yan si Bright. Then for Kian naman, syempre leadership din. Si Kian, hindi lang niya napapakita sa team, pero individually, alam ko, nagme-message yan sa team. Ako, lagi ko rin ka-message yan si Kian. Kaya nakita ko magsasucess yan kung asan man siya ngayon. Or kung saan siya pupunta. Yep. Thank you.
Then si Coach Joe naman.
So for Mike, like what Coach John said, yung leadership niya, parang next to none. Or probably next to Ben. Pero yung leadership, yung alam mo yung vocal leader in the locker room, or minsan pag Messi yung ensayo, he'd pull the players together, parang hey, you gotta lock in, ganun. Yun yung mamimiss namin kay Mike. And I think Earl is capable of filling in that role, pero syempre iba pa rin yung Mike Phillips eh. Aside from syempre yung niya, yung he radiates yung faith in God, and it translates sa court minsan eh. Minsan may mga games tayo hindi natin alam paano nanalo eh.
No.
Pero I think that's Mike's work. So yun yung mamimiss namin. And si Bright, Bright's a leader. Silent lang siya. He talks to the players, yung mga lalo na yung nagsa-struggle, the ones who don't get minutes. Si Bright, he pushes them to still put in the work. Yun yung mga hindi nakikita ng ibang tao eh. Yung how valuable Bright is. Kahit di siya nakakalaro, nakikita kasi natin, 2 minutes lang, 1 minute lang, pero yung value ni Bright is sa ensayo, he pushes Mike, he pushes Pavs, he throws his weight around. Dun pa lang nakakatulong na siya sa team. So I think that's one thing that we'll miss with Bright. And for Kian naman, alam naman natin si Kian, matapang yan to begin with. I think yun yung natin, ay mamimiss from Kian, yung talagang laban lang. Regardless kung Akowe yan, sumasabay, or Omar Jan, he would just go straight at him. I think yung fierceness inside the court, yun yung mamimiss natin. I hope yung ibang rookies natin, they could step up and fill in that role. Pero yeah, I think that's about it.
And Coach Oliver. Yeah, so we've now reached the end of the episode. So before we finish, let's just take the time to invite our guests to send their shoutouts and messages.
Marami
So
gusto
unahin natin si
kayong
Coach
batiin,
John.
pasalamatan.
Yeah. Coach
Go.
John muna, and then si Coach Joe.
Yeah.
Ako, sa community, thank you for supporting. Andyan kayo lagi, win or lose. But sometimes bear with us. Medyo may ginagawa lang kaming process, especially this coming pre-season. So may process yan kasi nawala si Mike, nawala si Kian. So medyo siguro magi-struggle, but our goal naman is to win back to back. And then for our managers, dun sa mga managers namin, grabe support ng mga yan. Oo. Kung wala sila, so hindi ganito kaganda yung program natin. Thanks to the managers. Yep.
Yeah, and then si Coach Joe muna before we reintegrate si Coach Oliver.
Nawala ako, no? Sorry.
Oh, no.
Parang
Yes.
kulang ata
Okay.
yung bayad. Kulang
It's
yung
fine.
Gcash ko sa Meralco.
Installment.
Bawal pala installment.
Ayun, si Coach Joe muna.
Okay. Siguro yun. Siyempre to the whole Lasallian community. Siyempre, lalo na nung past season, through the struggles, I think big shout out to them for still showing their support, and also to the managers. Yun nga, ako personally, shout out ako kay Mr. Andoy, Boss Andoy, kay Boss Carlo Reyes, kay Justice, kay Brody, syempre for supporting me. Syempre for supporting me, for syempre for who I am as a skills coach. Tapos kay Joey, kina Joey Marquez, yung Dugong Verde. They're the ones who are helping support naman Zobel. And ano rin, yung skills training ng DLSU. So big shout out to them kasi without them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to do the training with our players. So yeah, yun. Just big thanks to those people.
Ayan. Before natin hingin yung shoutouts and messages ni Coach Oliver, may sasabihin siya kanina, kaso nakat.
Ano yun?
Coach
We will
Oliver,
allow
ano
him
yung
to
ano mo?
come back to that.
Bago ka naputol,
Yung
meron
ano,
ka dapat sabihin eh.
yung tungkol sa nabanggit na nila yung players, so, and then, nawala.
Sorry. Yung ano, I just want to mention, kasi binigay na nga nila yung value ni Nana, di ba? Pero doon naman sa other team's perspective, ano ba yung mawawala? Mababawasan yung problema nila, di ba? Yung value ni Kian, value ni Mike, no? Even yung value ni Bright, no? Lesser problems for them eh. Di ba? So siguro no nalaman nila na Kian will not play his last year, no, natuwa na yung mga yan kasi yun nga alam nila ang value ni Kian. Si Mike naman kasi given because of course obviously alam nilang last year yon. Now they're looking at sino ba ang papalit dito. Ito malaking problema. Everything that Mike can contribute, no, i-divide lang namin yun dun sa mga bigs namin. At it would be easier kasi mas maraming choices ang mga coaches na pwedeng mag-step up no in behalf of Mike. Ayun. So yun yung naputol kanina. Di ba, full payment na ginawa ko.
Pati, akala nyo, may mga dumating sa rason. Di natin alam. Di ba?
Oo, secret muna. Secret muna, baka ma-ambush eh.
Oo, di ba? No, coach, akala nila na wala ng problema eh. Akala nyo lang yun.
Oo.
Baka may maghabol.
Oo nga eh. We learned from the past. Sabi nga nila eh, di ba? Huwag na uling papaisa.
Tama.
Ayan, Coach, pasalamatan na rin siguro natin yung
Pwede ka naman shoutout, Coach Oliver. For your shoutouts, mga babatiin, papasalamatan.
Well, pasalamatan natin lahat ng buong Lasal community, no? Kayong mga nandito. Si Miguel na rin. Nandiyan ba si Miguel? Miguel kasi tawag ko kay Asak eh.
Kaya nawawalan mo ng kuryente.
Tawag ko kay
Nandyan coach sa
Asak si
baba,
Miguel.
nakikiconnect sa inyo.
Nakiligo yata sa inyo.
Baka pinutol. Kapit-bahay ko yan eh. Sa Kapitolyo before eh. Magkapit-bahay kami. Oo. Salamat sa managers namin, no. Sa mga managers namin, kay Brother Bernie, no, sa lahat ng mga supporters, sa alumni, of course. Nagpapasalamat kami. No, even
OSD, thank you.
yung lahat na na patuloy na sumusuporta sa amin. Kaya maraming salamat sa inyo.
Ayan, thank you then, of course, to the hardworking people like you guys. Talagang na-appreciate natin ang isa't isa, especially that's what we want the community to be at the end of the day. So watch out for upcoming episodes. Of course, we are still in a basketball hype, but just around the corner, volleyball season dyan din. And of course, yung basketball
Sumisilip
season.
na rin yan.
Maraming
Sila Coach Joe, ongoing
maraming
sina Coach Joe,
pre-season.
ongoing ang season nila sa juniors. Yeah.
Oo.
Yes,
Sila
ongoing,
Coach Gian and the rest of Zubel team trying to get into the playoffs. Parang mga kuya lang din nila sa Taft. Ayan. So, best of luck guys. And ano talaga, dami pang nangyayari. Kasi syempre kahit tapos na yung UAP, like what we said, maraming out of town, maraming preseason tournaments I guess na parating din by summer and all that. So stay tuned. We'll discuss them of course as they happen. So on behalf of the Quiver Podcast, I'd like to thank Coach Oliver, Coach Joe, and Coach John.
Thank you
your
so
time,
much for
coaches.
gracing.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time and the knowledge you
Thank you
shared.
kay Coach OG.
Thank you, Coach
Thank you,
OG.
Coach OG, for setting this
Shout
up.
out, Coach OG.
Coach OG and Coach Kaloy for the assist.
Si
For the
Coach
assist.
OG
Thank you, Coach
yata.
OG for the assist.
Baka gusto niya siya yung finale. Yung kapag
Solo.
Yun.
Ayun na, boss.
Malay mo. Abangan natin. Abangan natin si Coach OG.
Yeah, so on behalf of the show, see you next time. Subscribe to the channel on our YouTube and Spotify for the episodes and updates. So I'm Brian, joined by Vic, coaches John, Joe, and Oliver. As we always say,
Animal Lasal.
Lasal.
Animal Lasal.